Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children 18 plus. You are tuned in to the Loan Officer Podcast with me, Dustin Owen, and my main man,
JC.
John Coleman.
Yo, what's poppin'?
Not this can of beer that is sitting on top of the TLOP table currently because I won't open that one.
Because what is this from, Dustin?
What is this one
What
from,
is this-
John?
what is this?
Read it out to us.
Pay to race marathon, Orlando 13.1.
Yes. How cool is this? So for anyone that is in the greater Central Florida area, you know that one of the oldest, most popular road races, that's running, not biking, not race cars, like on your own 2 feet running, is the OUC, Orlando Utility Commission, the OUC Half Marathon. It's actually a 5K and a half marathon. So a half marathon is 13.1 miles because a full marathon is
26.7.
Well, 26.2. Just take 13.1, you add it to 13.1, and you'll get 26.2.
Math was never my thing.
Yeah, so I had the opportunity to join some friends of mine who were already going to be racing in it. I signed up a little bit late, but I went out there. It was hotter than I would have liked it to be. It was more moist than I would have liked it to be. That's humidity for people who don't live in the Southeast. Yeah, moisture. But I got it done. I slid in under 2 hours, and not only did I get this super fancy medal that they charged me $140
That's what
for,
I was just about to ask.
but it's really cool. This race, when you finish, like many races throughout the U.S., they give you a coupon for 2 free beers. One of the beers by Ivanhoe Park Brewing.
Only 2?
Only 2,
Shit,
John.
At least give you a 6-pack for that kind of fee.
Yeah, they should, right? Or at least like one of those beer club of the
yeah,
month,
yeah,
and you get a
keg,
you
or
get
a
a
mini
6-pack every month.
Something.
But anyhow, I thought it was really cool. I didn't want to drink it because I appreciate having the commemorative beer.
Okay.
And quite honestly, I looked at the flavor of the beer. It's not an IPA, so I probably wouldn't drink it.
Piss in a can.
Is that all beer for you, or
Nah.
what's your
I'm
go-to beer?
I like, tasty. Show Pigeon is mine.
Show Pigeon is a type of
I
beer?
think it's Snow or Show Pigeon. That's an IPA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm a High Life guy, or right now I'm drinking Florida Man by the same same brewery, but it's another one of their IPAs.
I had to stop drinking too many IPAs because too many times they have like wheat floating in it. You know what I'm talking about? And I don't like that shit because it just looks like dirt, looks like dandruff floating in my beer.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen something
you do.
floating in my beer.
You don't pay attention, but in IPAs, they have a lot of wheat. So if you look at it, it just looks like particles floating in your beer.
Interesting. Well,
Yes.
you know what's not a particle floating?
Fucking planet Earth. I don't know.
Planet Earth is a particle floating.
it
If
is.
you really want to go down that rabbit hole, John, we'll
on
start,
a
but I
global
think you'll
scale,
dominate that
I
conversation.
will.
No, the 5 ways lenders can expand into new markets. There's no floating. There's no particles. That is intentionality. Yeah, I think that's what we should talk about. And I want to give a shout out to a loyal TLOPper who actually hit me up with this question.
Oh.
So he lives and works up in Pennsylvania. I kind of got that when I saw that he worked at a place called Nittany, right?
Nittany,
like Nittany Mortgage.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, Dio and JC. They actually threw you into this one.
Please don't.
Yo, Dio and JC, love what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, I want to start doing loans in Florida. I have my license in Pennsylvania as well as my license in Florida, which is my home state. And he was like, but I don't know where to go. So, of course, I did naturally what any good salesperson would do. And I reminded him that if he was a member of TLOP Online, these are the types of scenarios and questions that we cover on our live sales trainings that we host throughout every single month. 2 with me, 1 with a TLOP exclusive. That's an outsider that I bring in, a friend of mine in the industry. And now with our 5 TLOP faculty members.
Word.
Yes. Literally today, Christy, tomorrow, Brian, then Travis, then Gwen, then Kayla.
Damn.
These are all top producers who are currently in production. Some are branch managers, some are mortgage brokers, some work in the TPO channel, but they've all been in the industry for a long enough period of time to be top producers. And we have introduced them to our TLOP community this week with our 5 days of giving. So you're tuning into this and it's Tuesday, you missed Christy. And depending on when on Tuesday you're tuning into this, you may miss Brian. But don't worry, we still have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This is, by the way, the week of December 11th, because it's a podcast. It's recorded. It's hosted on YouTube, and it's cataloged on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, anywhere else where you find podcasts. So some people are going to be tuning into this, and it's 2024. And sorry, you missed our 5 days of giving. The good news is, hey, These are the TLOP faculty members, and they do a live sales training call with our members once a month. So yes, to my new friend, our listener, our fan up in Pennsylvania, we're going to do an episode today that is 5 ways lenders can expand into new markets, because I already gave him 3 of these answers just quickly because he connected with me on LinkedIn. I took the 3 or 4 minutes, gave him the high level. We're going to try to go a little bit deeper. And eventually what you and I will do is make training content. We'll host it on our e-learning platform. That way our members can go access that training content. And if anyone wants to ever dive deeper, I know I'm going to be covering this on some of our upcoming sales trainings for loan officers.
Holy shit.
No different than, y'all mark these dates. Better yet, don't mark the dates. Just go to the website. Mark Holmes, who is our VP of Business Operations, he works for TLOP Entertainment. Mark Holmes on tloponline.com, TLOPonline.com. If you scroll down, we have every event that's coming up. Every single event is listed, and it gives you the link to register. So that way I don't have to like bog down too many of these episodes like talking about all of the events. But I do need to at least give shout outs to the people who are sponsoring or the people who are hosting. But just get used to going to the website, tloponline.com, and you can see what's coming up. And if it's free, you can register for it. For some events, you have to be a member in order to register. But no, on the 14th of December, right? That's this Thursday.
Yep.
Not only are we going to be hosting our 5 days, but thanks to Dave Savage.
Shout out Dave Savage.
And the entire team over at Trust Engine, also Mortgage Coach. Y'all know how much I love Mortgage Coach. I get to be a co-panelist with Brian Covey. So Brian's a big who's who. Go follow him on social. Been around the industry for decades. Has a massive following. He's a great leader in the industry. Brian and I, with Dave as the moderator, are going to be teaching and discussing a course, a webinar that we're calling Chaos to Clarity. It's basically a how-to guide for branch managers, area managers, producing managers. If you're in the mortgage space and you have manager in your title or leadership in your job description, join us. It's a free event. It's sponsored and put on by Trust Engine, the folks over at Mortgage Coach. It's me. It's Brian Covey. It's this Thursday, which is December 14th. So y'all need to check that out. December 19th,
Yep.
TLOP exclusive, business planning with me. Right? Nobody plans to fail, but plenty fail to plan. Don't be one of those people. Make sure you are planning out your year, but not with hopes, because we know hope is not a strategy. Tactics. Tactics. Y'all need to have tactics. You need to have a true business design with actionable items that you know if you do more of X, it'll produce Y, which will then lead you to your units, goals, and income. Or your units, volume, and income goals.
There you go.
And then finally, y'all, live event, first live event of 2024, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Holy shit.
Yep, it's on Thursday, January 11th. Go to the website. All the details are there. It's a free event thanks to all of the sponsors, but I will be in Tulsa, Oklahoma doing a 4-hour, a half-day loan officer sales mastermind.
At a brewery, getting litty.
At a brewery, getting litty, potentially after the event.
Before, during, and after the event. That's what I heard.
If you were there, John, that's what we would do. Are you going to travel with us? Have you figured that out yet?
Just, we'll leave it up wherever the wind blows.
Wherever the wind blows. Yep. I know I'll be there. I know you and I have to do paper, rock, scissors, flip a coin, and see where John Coleman's going to be.
There it is.
But until then, let's go ahead and get into the 5 ways lenders can expand into new markets.
Okay.
You ready?
Number 1.
Number 1.
What is it?
Start creating content. Oh, wait a minute. You should already be creating content.
Mm-hmm.
You should be edutaining on your social media channels. What channels? Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So hopefully you're not going to be doing anything extra with number 1, because you should already be doing that. And if you're not, y'all, wake up. It's almost 2024. This shit that we call social media, that I call online networking, it's been around now for over 15 years. It's time for you to embrace it as a way to promote your personal brand, as a way for you to network with potential referral sources. So if you're not, then this is every reason why you should start creating content. And your content should be speaking to your audience. So who is your audience? It's typically, if you're a loan officer, realtors, builders, financial advisors, HR managers, people who could refer you, individuals who are looking to buy a house. Or it's people who are looking to buy a house.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So Maybe you want to gear some of the content around the type of people. Like if you are our listener up in Pennsylvania, maybe he should start creating content focused around Florida properties or people looking to own a second home in Florida or that beach condo. Sure, you can start to gear some of the content towards that particular audience. But the way I would start with on a very high level is make sure you are consistently posting content that reminds people what you do for a living. And then with intentionality, connect, follow, Facebook friend request, the intended audience, your referral sources in that market. So if I am in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and I want to start doing mortgages in Sarasota, Florida, I should first start by connecting via LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram with people who are in those markets who sell real estate for a living. That's what I would do. Realtors and builders in those markets, I want to start connecting with, following, and befriending them. I want them, when they figure out, well, who is this guy, dust to no one, when they click on me, they should see something about me. And the something about me should be, oh, wow, he's a lender. Oh, wow, he's into horseback riding. Oh, wow, he likes hiking. Oh, wow, he loves the Atlanta Braves. Oh, wow, right? They're learning about me because I am present. I show up. That's my mantra for 2024 is show up. Show up and see what happens. Some people say fuck around and see what happens. I'm going to say show up and see what happens. Good things happen when you show up. So I show up. Now, because they've accepted my request, I am going to engage, like, heart, comment, right? It's that easy. Like, it is that easy, but understand you are playing a game of chess, not a game of checkers. So it's not going to happen just overnight. And it's not, you don't win a war just on the ground front. You do so through air and through sea. I want us as sales professionals attacking through air, land, and sea. So this is one of the ways is I'm showing up with the content that I'm creating. I'm creating content and I am connecting with those people. So these are 5 ways that lenders can expand into a new market. Make sure that when you're liking and commenting on theirs, eventually it's going to lead to you sending them a DM. Eventually your content should be asking for them to send you a DM. Maybe one of your posts was something along the lines of, looking for a few realtors who'd be willing to help out-of-state buyers. What? Yes. Like, you could very easily do some kind of a post around that and see how many start raising their hand. And then you get a reason to get on the phone, you have a conversation, introduce yourself, and say, hey, by the way, this is who I am. I'm in Allentown, Pennsylvania. I'm going to be marketing to my community in Pennsylvania for people who want to buy a home in Southwest Florida. I'm going to need good realtors to rely on to take care of these people. Would you be interested in being one of those realtors? And if so, I need to find out more about you. Can we get on a call for 15, 20, or 30 minutes where I can ask you a series of questions, get to know you a little bit better? And then obviously, yes, I am a lender, so I would like to look for ways to bring additional value to you, not just referring you. Like, these are all things that you can do. That would be number 1. Number 2, kind of coincides with number 1, especially with that nugget of knowledge I just dropped on y'all.
No.
You need to join the various Facebook groups where your target audience shows up. So I'm going to use Allentown, Pennsylvania. TLOP up there working for Nittany Mortgage. Wants to be in Sarasota, Florida. He should go on Facebook and look for real estate Facebook group pages or where it's specific for people who sell real estate in Sarasota. And he's not there to be this big billboard. He is there to be a contributor. He's there to answer questions. He is there to offer guidance. And eventually, he is there to connect with people one-on-one, send them friend requests, get them in dialogue. Maybe it's in that group he wants to also pose the question of, hey, I'm a lender who lives in Pennsylvania, but I'm licensed in Florida. In 2024, I expect to have 6, come up with a number. I expect to have 6 buyers who are going to be interested in buying in Southwest Florida, who would be interested in having a conversation with me about how best to service these buyers.
Show of hands.
Show of hands. Ding, 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 ding. These are all people who are now inviting you to connect with them because they think you have something of value. So number 2 is just that. Join the local Facebook groups or whatever market you want to be in. I'm using Allentown, Pennsylvania to Sarasota, Florida. It could be somebody who is in Spokane, Washington, and they're trying to use Phoenix, Arizona. It could be somebody who is in Dallas, Texas, and they're trying to use Taos, New Mexico. It could be someone in New Mexico who wants to own in Galveston, right? Like it can go either way. I'm literally just throwing markets out there to give an example, but it's going to work in all 50 states. So joining the Facebook group is a great way, but you have to be intentional with it. You can't just join the group, right? That's like me signing up to be a part of a networking group, but I never then show up to their functions. No, you join the group, then you contribute. So you have to, with consciousness, you have to log into Facebook. You have to click on the group. You have to browse and peruse everything that's being posted and look for ways that you can interject with your input, with your ideas, with your thoughts. And then most important, if you see something where like, damn, that's current, that's relevant, and I know the answer, do not just put the answer in the comment. No, at a minimum, send that person a Facebook message or a DM. Better yet, click on their profile, figure out who they are, Google them, call them, and say, hey, I was just on the Facebook group for top producing realtors in XYZ market. I saw you had a question. I have an answer for you. Now, all of a sudden, you have them on the phone. You're bringing them a thing of value. Now you can look to actually build a relationship. So that would be number 2.
Word.
Number 3. Dun, dun, dun. So you've been doing number 1 well. You've been doing number 2 well. Hopefully you have
been on the toilet because you said you were doing number 1 while you're doing. Come on, that was good. At the same time, I'm too fresh.
Oh,
sorry, I know. Sorry, I just had to interject something.
Fresh, but that don't smell good.
That's a no. You might have been doing number 1 while doing number 2. So here's number 3.
I thought you were pointing out the fact that if you have to go visit the other office and you are sitting down and doing your business, what a great way to get caught up on your social media.
Right?
Honestly.
I'm serious.
That's why I love online networking. There's not a bad time.
The best bathroom breaks are when you try to get up and you have them red marks on your knees and you lost circulation to your legs.
That only happens at least once a week in my household.
Really?
John, at least once a week. Yeah, but no, I'm serious. That's where I thought you were going with that. But no, so let's assume you've done 1 and 2 well.
Yeah.
At this point, you have 50, 75, 100 names of potential referral sources. First name, last name, because look, you're a badass loan officer. You're a phenomenal business person, and you haven't just gone on social media and connected. No, you figured out their first name, their last name, where they work. You've done a Google search. You have their email address. You have their phone number. You put that information into your CRM. You probably do something like send a Friday newsletter. And if you don't, you're going to start sending a Friday newsletter that you write yourself. That takes less than 30 minutes to write, less than 3 minutes to send because you use our CRM. So they already have all of that from you. Shouldn't you start teaching some kind of a course, even if it's just monthly, and you call it a webinar or maybe like some kind of a lunch and learn series, but you utilize Teams or Zoom for it? And what if you started inviting these people to attend? What if you picked up the phone and called them? You texted them. What if you slid into their DMs and said, hey, I'm teaching a course on how to finance difficult properties. I'm teaching a course on low down payment home options. I'm teaching a course on how to business plan for 2024. I'm teaching a course on the 5 tactics top producers deploy to increase lead conversion. I'm teaching a course on 3 ways realtors can increase their income. John, by the way, do you know those 3 ways? It's the same 3 ways that lenders do. We just did a podcast episode on this.
Generate more leads.
Generate more leads.
Close, convert more leads.
Convert at a higher percentage. Yep.
And stop dropping the ball at the goal line when you're running in for an, I don't know.
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost, yes. Or if you're Kadorius Tony, how about you just line up on sides? Just line up on sides. Put that foot behind the line of scrimmage.
Do the basics.
Let's start there, Kadorius. No, number 3, increase your purchase price if you're a realtor.
There it is. That's right.
Like, that's a course that we've done a podcast episode on this. Y'all, swipe and adapt. You could take that and you could turn that into a course. But if you're looking for 5 ways lenders can expand into new markets, start bringing value. How can you bring value? By teaching. You don't necessarily have to teach in a classroom setting. You can do so via Zoom.
Well said.
Yeah, so that right there would be number 3. Teach webinars where you invite these people that you've already connected with because you met in a Facebook group, you've already connected with because you sent them friend request, you followed them, you try to link up with them via LinkedIn. And when they clicked on who is this stranger trying to connect with me, they saw, oh, this stranger's a human. This stranger, because you consistently show up in social media by posting and by engaging. Right? So that would be number 3. Number 4, 5 ways lenders can expand into new markets. Number 4, you ever thought about going to employers who employ heavily in a certain geographic area, but they recruit from out of state? But they recruit from out of state. Or maybe there's a local employer headquartered in your particular market. Let's say you're in Memphis and that would be FedEx. Let's say you're in Atlanta, that could be Coca-Cola, that could be UPS, right? Go through all of the big cities out there, top 50 cities. They tend to have 1 or 2 companies who are headquartered in that particular market, but that doesn't mean they don't have employees that are transferring into other markets. Why couldn't you work with the employer to do something with their reloads? Either people who are relocating in to work at the headquarters, i.e. EA Sports. We live in Orlando, Florida. EA Sports is a major employer. Right? The EA has employees who are coming into Orlando. If I had an in with EA Sports, because maybe I know John and John knows Ty and Ty is tight with the HR manager at EA, why couldn't I go there and find a way to build a relationship to where they trust that I'll take great care of their employees on their reloads? How about this? I used to work with a real estate group that had a tie or an in with University of Central Florida Athletic Department. Me being a huge UCF fan, thought it was fantastic that for like 5 years, I got to finance, I had the opportunity to finance head coaches. That's a very transient position, right?
Yeah.
College athletics. Yeah. So every 2 or 3 years, there's going to be a new soccer coach, a new women's basketball coach, a new football coach, another new football coach, another new football coach.
Gus is here to stay.
Defensive coordinators, offensive coordinators, assistant athletic directors, right? These are all ways that you could build a relationship with an employer and have that employer refer you. So if I am in Allentown, Pennsylvania, who is in Allentown, Pennsylvania? Maybe it's Siemens, because I do know Siemens is a global company, Siemens, German company, but it also has a major presence in Orlando, Florida.
Across the street from UCF.
Yeah. So maybe I want to connect with someone at Siemens and let them know that, hey, look, I cannot just do loans in Pennsylvania. I can also do loans in Florida. Anytime you have someone who's transferring or relocating, I can meet with them face-to-face right here in the office and help them with their purchase, right? So that would be number 4. And then number 5, work your local network. Work your local network. If I'm in California and everybody that I know is either moving to Texas or Idaho, maybe I should get licensed in Idaho and licensed in Texas. And maybe I should make sure that when I am doing my job, which by the way, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a badass sales professional, I'm a self-promoter, I'm a marketeer. My circle of influence is some of the greatest cheerleaders and the biggest proponents of what I do for a living. Right? That's an asset right there that I need to be leveraging. When I'm marketing to my circle of influence, I need to remind them, hey, by the way, I just don't do loans in California. I can also do them in Idaho and Texas. Because it's like, hey, who else do you know moving to Texas? Because I'd love to help them make home ownership a reality, because maybe it wasn't a reality in California. That's why they're getting the hell out and moving to Texas, because maybe it is a reality. Right? That's just one example. But think about like other states, people who are in Wisconsin, and they're going to get absolutely pummeled this winter. Come about February, they're going to be dreaming of Fort Myers, Florida, Fort Myers Beach. If I'm a lender in Wisconsin, maybe I need to start creating some social media posts that talk about the white sand beaches and the emerald blue water and the fact that it's summer year round. Y'all, we make that mistake. I work for a lender that allows me and all of my colleagues, we can lend in 48 different states. 48. But if I'm not creating content that goes out to my past clients, that goes out, by the way, to my referral sources, Do your current referral sources know that you also can do loans in other states? Because they have sellers who are listing homes and moving to various states, but they don't think to refer you. Not that they don't like you and they don't trust you, but it's just because you haven't told them, hey, by the way, I do other states.
Yeah, don't assume things, people.
So you cannot forget about your local network and make sure you create messaging. Messaging could be a video that you create and send out via email. Messaging could be a letter from the heart that you wrote or some kind of a gratitude project you did because it's the end of the year. It doesn't have to be necessarily a story, a reel, a post. It could be old school, a text, an email, even a phone call, or a snail mail letter. Those still work. But what are you doing currently to let your local network, those people who already know you, already like you, let them know that you can help them when you're looking to move in different states and kind of give them examples of here's the type of person that I could help. Or here's someone that I just helped buy a home in Florida. This was their situation. Who do you know who has a similar situation looking to buy a home in Florida? Because I can help. And again, that's for our buddy with Nittany Mortgage up in PA. I keep on saying Allentown.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's in Allentown, but nonetheless, I do know he's with a company called Nittany. And I do know this was one of his topics. Like, damn, this is a good topic. So John and I were able to make a podcast episode out of it. On Wednesday of this week, John and I are due to get behind the camera. Actually, he gets behind, I get in front of it. But we tend to create 4 training videos a week. Those training videos then become future content that we host for our TLOP online members. And this more than likely is going to hit the agenda of an upcoming TLOP specific coaching call that I'm going to be hosting. So thank you. Thank you to that fan up in Pennsylvania for being our muse today.
Yeah, well said, Dustin.
You have anything else to add, John?
You look great in that Christmas outfit today.
It is my Christmas outfit.
I know. That's why I wanted to compliment you on
Thank
it.
you. Yes, it was one of those days, I'll be honest. I woke up, I was kind of grumpy, wasn't really feeling going to work.
Guess we can get to smoke the bowl. You got to light the bowl. Clears all.
Hey, that doesn't work for me. That doesn't work. It would have been better for me to actually have like 2 old fashions.
I've done that before, 2 in the morning. It's just hard to keep it going all day.
Yeah, I just need a little kickstart. But no, I don't. I didn't need that. I had 2 cups of coffee.
There it is.
But, I took a nice long hot shower, shaved the face, shaved the head, trimmed up the beard. And then I was like, I got to look good today because I don't feel good. But if I put on good clothes and I feel good about myself because I'm dressed well, or as the Brits say, I'm dressed smart, right? I dressed smart today. My hope is that I was able to bring the energy.
Good job, Dustin.
Yeah, hopefully so. So I'm going to keep this outfit on, John. And we're going to record another episode.
Thank God.
To drop right after this one.
I know. I'm just going to hit stop and then record, and we're going to get right back after it all over again.
All over again. Brand new set. Brand new topic.
Yeah.
Same 2 old dudes doing their thing.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all, here's the deal. If you like what we're doing, please share us. Please give us a 5-star review. Comment. Check us out on TLOP Online. Subscribe to our newsletter. Check out some of the calls that we're doing. They are geared specifically to help those that want to grow, to help them become better, because we are reshaping the future of the mortgage industry. Find me on LinkedIn, first name Dustin, last name Owen. I love to connect. Follow us on social. We are at the Loan Officer Podcast. He is John Coleman. I'm Dustin Owen. That is all the time we had for you today, but we do look forward to catching you on the next episode. Peace.